What's up, my beautiful people? Welcome to another edition of Wealthy Wednesdays. My name is Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel. Many of y'all know me because you're here every week watching along with me on Wealthy Wednesdays, where I answer your questions live. For some reason, on my tech stuff is giving me a hard time, so I got to kind of fix it on the fly. Trey Snatch, how you doing? Godwins, hi, what's up, good rebel? Yeah, absolutely. Happy birthday to you as well. So, every week we get ready. We're here answering questions live. So any money questions you might have, feel free to go ahead and throw them in the chat and we will answer them, or I will answer them. I don't know why I'm talking about myself like that. It's just me here. No other audience, no other participants, just me, just I. So how was everybody doing today? This week has been a crazy week. The election was last week. Biden got declared. The dude in the house, the White House, is like, nah, I ain't going. I'm going to file a lawsuit in every Democratic county that lean Democrat because we feel there's election fraud there. However, we're not going to file cases in any Republican counties because clearly there's no fraud there, right? They're all good. They're all fine. There's no problem there. Well, listen, this is what you get when you elect an idiot. But it is what it is. Tiffany, give me 1 second. I will check the box real quick. So, all right, listen, everybody check in. Let me know you're here. Tiffany Thompson's in the building. Tiffany, you be watching me on TV. You're starting to make me feel like a superstar. Like I special or something. But no, in all seriousness, Tiffany, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. So what's been going on, y'all? Have y'all paid attention to the markets at all? Have y'all seen anything? What do you think about this vaccine that sent the markets roaring the other day? I'm gonna pull up the stock, what the market closed at today real quick. A lot of people are mad. I've seen a couple of people that were upset about Tesla. They wasn't feeling how Tesla was doing. They think that what goes up stays up and it never comes down. So, that's one of these interesting things. Well, Tesla was up $6 today, almost $7 for 1.65%. Hey, Katisa, how you doing? Hi, y'all. How you doing? Yeah, Tiffany, I think there's an issue on YouTube. I was having issues on YouTube before. I was looking for something and I couldn't find it. And this was like maybe 15, 20 minutes before I got going here. So I'm guessing the rain somewhere, somehow is having a problem. Helena said YouTube is down. Helena, I got my package today. Helena is my CMOS plug, everybody. So everybody check out Helena. She is the CMOS plug, the CMOS dealer. Jay Cherie, how are you? I am a superstar. You know what? You know all the right things to say. Sylvia Sage says YouTube is down, reschedule. Well, I'm not going to reschedule. This is the show. The show goes on, no matter which platform's up. I'm platform agnostic. I am starting to focus more on YouTube, but I'm also up on Facebook. So anybody that's on YouTube, come on over to Facebook. You can find me at Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel. Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel. So I'm easy to find, y'all. I ain't hard. I ain't ran. So I'm right here where I am. But all right, let's talk about it. I know we got a couple questions coming in already. I wanted to talk about the markets real quick since the beginning of the week. I know y'all know I normally do this on Saturday, but today I want to talk about something real quick because I saw the markets jump crazy on the vaccine release that Pfizer has this new vaccine. And I saw stocks like AMC jump like 50%. And this just lets me know that the markets are just running crazy. They have no real sense of purpose. They are running reckless like a child on sugar. For any of the parents out there, y'all know how our kids get when they hopped up on sugar. There's no rhyme or reason. They just run around and they do what they do for whatever reason. So I saw AMC jump. Buddy of mine texted me and said, "What do you think about AMC?" And I'm like, AMC, the movie theater? No, Tiffany, I didn't see the post. You tagged me in on Monday. I don't think I did. So I saw, he sent me that. And so I looked it up. So AMC was up like 50%. And it's all because everybody was like really geeked out about the trials. And I just find that really obvious. Well, not obvious. I find it funny, right? So AMC was up. Cinemark Holdings was up. They both were up like 50%. And I'm just looking at this like, wow, this is crazy. There's no rhyme or reason. Nothing materially has changed in the fundamentals of the business. Now, what does that mean, Kamari? That sounds like gobbledygook language. What does that mean? Meaning that when I say nothing has changed fundamentally about the business, is that they're not making any more money. Their prospects of making more money haven't gone up. So everybody is jumping for joy and thinking Black Jesus has come back to earth to reunite us all with heaven, but it's a trial. The trial hasn't even been approved by the FDA yet. But the market is hopped up on that sugar, like I told y'all, and it's just running around with no rhyme or reason. And so who's going to follow? The other stocks and a lot of people that are coming into the market. So I just did some quick research. I'll probably dive a little bit deeper into this by Saturday. So Pfizer is developing this new vaccine with BioNTech that's out of UK. All right, what they do is they're using this unproven technology called mRNA, right? So the mRNA is like messenger RNA. So the mRNA through the vaccine delivers, when the vaccine is delivered, it kind of incentivizes the immune system to fight COVID, right? So that's the whole point of the vaccine. However, it hasn't really been tested. It hasn't been tested to the FDA standards, and we all know the FDA standards aren't really, I would say, the highest of standards. They're not lax, but they're not the highest in certain regards. All right. So Pfizer still has not collected all the data for the like 44,000 people that are in the trials. They have to have 2 months of what's called safety data. They have to collect, right? And that's the data that they collect on the 44,000 people that are doing the trials, and they see what's going on with them. But it hasn't, again, been approved by the FDA, and they are looking to see if the FDA will grant an emergency authorization to get the drug on market. But the drug still needs to be tested further to see if it's really, really viable. So this idea that it's 90% viable or 90% efficient so far per the trials, I'm looking at it with a little bit of a side eye. Again, I don't know if it's going to make it through trials or not. I don't know how effective it's going to be. It's one thing to do something in a kind of controlled environment versus doing something in the wild, right? Where you just have regular people out doing it who have all kinds of issues and health levels, whether they be good, whether they be bad. It's just going to react differently. So I think that's something that we all have to kind of consider. Oh, Terry said you saw me at Uncle Bobby's. Yes, I was at Uncle Bobby's. Shout out to Uncle Bobby's. I'm always trying to support Black-owned businesses. Terry should have beat the horn at me or something. So please, if you ever see me again, I like to frequent Uncle Bobby's. Listen, to you weirdos, that message is not for you. That information is not for you. Leave me alone and let me drink my coffee in peace. All right. So so lastly, again, I'm not super excited about the Pfizer vaccine trial announcement. Again, I have no understanding why a stock like a AMC would jump over 50% the other day just on that news, because their business isn't going to change anytime soon. And it's going to take a company like AMC a while to get people in the movie theaters. I mean, how many of y'all, if the vaccine came out tomorrow and you said, you know what, they got the vaccine to 340 plus million people in the United States, assuming everybody's going to take it. All right. But how many of y'all will be ready to go to the movies? I'm really curious. How many of y'all would even take the vaccine? So if you would take the vaccine, put a 1 in the chat. If you would go to the movies, put an A in the chat for me, just to see how you all think about this. Boss Diva Extensions, how are you? I am Anton Sharp. How are you, sir? How you doing? All right, so let's get to this question. Okay, so Tiffany says I have a Robinhood account. Great. You should have got it through me, so I could have got a free stock. No, I'm just joking. That's pretty awesome. Listen, I'll say this to all new investors, please remember it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. I have buying power in my stocks, and what is the best part of handling? So, Tiffany, what's the rest of that question? You said you have buying power in my stocks. What is the best part of handling? I'm not totally sure what that question was. Help me out. But so here, this is the message to all new investors, right? Y'all know I cater to new investors. I try to break down all the information to make it simple, easy, and fun. But it's not a lottery ticket. It's not you buy stock today and you become rich tomorrow. It's not you buy one stock today and you become rich tomorrow. It's a process. You have to learn your process, develop your process, right? And continue to improve your process. Keyword there being yours, right? I'm not really big on analysts. I'm definitely not big on these social media gurus parading around like they have professional expertise. Yes, they may be showing you some things that they've done on their own. And listen, they might have gotten lucky or done well or be quote unquote successful in what they're doing. However, they're never going to factor in all the issues that you may have. All right. So I say all that to say, I see a lot of people get hopped up on the adrenaline of the markets, right? The market runs off of fear and greed primarily, right? So this is the greed. We're seeing the greed side running because the market's running and it's been running and it's continuing to run like the Energizer Bunny. But guess what? Whatever goes up comes down. Now, I don't know when it's going to come down, but it's not a question of if, right? Or it's not a question of if, it's a matter of when it's going to come down. History repeats itself. And if it's not a direct repeat, it definitely rhymes in some way, shape, or form. So this market will come down at some point. And what happens to a lot of new people, they get so enthralled with the idea of their portfolios increasing in value, going up in value, being in green territory, that when they see red, oh, they get shook. They get shook. They want to run. They want to hide. They don't realize that the stock market ain't no place for no halfway investors. You gotta be willing to ride through all the seasons. It's very much like a marriage. You got to be able to ride through all the seasons. But, we do have a 50% divorce rate these days. So I guess marriage isn't the best analogy to use these days. DJ Grimm, how are you, sir? Good to talk to you. Thank you for the well wishes earlier today. Mid-Atlantic, how are you? Okay. Tiffany says, you tagged me. I didn't see that. What's up, big homie? Nio, the EA. Right. So you saw me at Uncle Bobby's, got that. Hey, Adrian, how you doing? Sam Jackson's, what do you think about investing offshore into their stocks? Who is there? So this show is mainly for beginners. I don't think any beginners should be investing offshore or outside of the United States. Why are you interested in offshore investing, Sam? Please tell me. Curious. Katisa says no vaccines, no movies. Yep, Tiffany says I'm good on the vaccines and going to the movies. I don't like people. Come on, I thought you liked me. So if you like me, Tiffany, you have to like people. What you talking about? I'll be honest, y'all. I would love to go to the movies. I do like the movies. Deanna Bright. I hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome. But I do like the movies, y'all. I do. When I was a kid, I used to go to the movies. There was a movie theater across the street from me. If anybody's familiar with Philly, I lived directly across the street from the Shawham Mall, and so I could go into the movies and listen. Don't hold this against me. I could buy one ticket, and I could stay in the movie theater all day long, especially in hot summers because my mother didn't believe in air conditioning. You couldn't tell now because I will not go without air conditioning. I don't believe in being extremely cold or extremely hot. And my mother was all for it. It was either put on a sweater and get a blanket, or take your clothes off and put on a t-shirt and walk around. So I would go to the movies, and I would go from theater to theater to theater. So I love a good movie. Sadly, I feel like a lot of the movies that come out now aren't as good as they used to be. But it is what it is. Vegan Rena, you love that shirt? Thank you, man. Hey, speaking of Vegan Rena, yo, I'm checking out your gear. It's fire, yo. It's fire. You'll be getting my money soon. Y'all know I love black businesses, so shout out to Vegan Rena. Vegan Rena, I want to interview you about your new brand as well, too. So let's connect. All right, so what other questions do we have, right? So nobody wants to do the vaccine. Nobody wants to go to the movies. So if nobody wants to do the vaccine and nobody wants to go to the movies, why would AMC stock go up? Think about that. Nothing material changed with AMC, but the stock jumped almost 30%. Very, very interesting. Yeah, the movies these days are remaking. They suck. Nothing new these days. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, there's a couple of good joints out there. Keenan, am I saying your name right? Because I know the other day I said it wrong. Mr. Evans said a lot of fights at that movies. Yes, there were a lot of fights at that movie theaters. There were some shootings at that movie theater. So you know where I come from. Definitely. I never forget a guy I went to high school with. I think it was the Juice movie premiere. And there was a fight in that movie theater, and he got paralyzed because there was a shooting. Really sad. All right, so Helena says, I heard that the vaccine will be mandated. I have been researching the health passport and other things. I'm not sure about the health passport. And I don't see how you can make well, I guess there could be some mandates, but I don't know how quickly they would be able to do the mandates. So got that already. Tiffany Thompson says, happy birthday to me. How did you know it was my birthday? But thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate the love. CPA Hustles. Did you change your name, CPA Hustles? I thought you was Naz, the gig CPA. See, I know my folks now. You changed your name. Now, so you're on YouTube, CPA Hustles. Are you seeing everything clearly over there? Because a minute ago, people were saying was that YouTube was down. So let me know. Miss Guida, how are you? Healthy for us, how are you? They must have purchased something, another brand. Lady Leo, I missed that. Did I miss another comment? Melanated Alton, what's up, Melanated Alton? And Vegan Rena said she saw that go up too. All right, Vegan Rena, we're gonna do that. We were supposedly having a conversation anyway, because you have very similar opinions about the community as me. So I remember we were talking about MLK a little bit. So yeah, that'll be fun. All right. Okay, Tiffany. So you like me from a distance. So you like me through the screen on your TV, through social media. All right, I got it. Keep my distance. All right. So Sam Jackson says there's cryptocurrency. Their cryptocurrency is hot offshore. So did you ask about? Let me go back to your previous question. Okay, so you're talking about investing in cryptocurrency offshore. Listen, I've been labeled the Bitcoin hater. Crypto is here, right? There is no doubt about it. But I tailor my show towards the beginner. And in my opinion, this is my opinion, right? I don't think beginners should be starting to go heavy into crypto. Why? Because they usually don't know how money works. And so now you have this thing called crypto that is not still widely adopted. It's still early. I get it. It's here. Crypto and blockchain are here, right? They're not going anywhere. But the dollar's still here. Stocks are still here. Retirement's still here. All the 401ks are still here. And we have all these other things, in my opinion, that would be better served for people to really learn about than crypto, and definitely offshore. And most time when people talk about offshore, it usually throws my antennas up, right? because typically when you want to go offshore, you want to kind of be hidden, unseen, hide from the government, maybe, right? And we just saw our black billionaire Robert Smith get in trouble for having assets hidden offshore, because the idea of being offshore or somewhere like Switzerland has been destroyed by the U.S. government. Once they broke down Switzerland, once they broke down UBS, look up UBS, look up the United States government. The United States government basically forced UBS to give over all their accounts the same way that they did Coinbase, right? So people like to hide their money so they can not pay taxes, right? And we know what happens when you don't pay taxes. I talked about that the other day when I talked about Wesley Snipes and his comparison to being treated fairly by Donald Trump. Listen, folks, pay your taxes. We ain't got time for penitentiary chances. It's a bigger fight out here that's going on, not just a fight to hide a couple dollars from not paying your taxes. All right, throw y'all questions in now. Melanie Alton asked the difference between UGMA and UTMA. They're basically the same. So UGMA is Unified Gift to Minors Act. UGMA is a UTMA Uniform Transfer to Minors Act. There is something like really tiny. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's something that's like really tiny, but they're both accounts. They're both savings accounts for your children. So if a parent or a grandparent wants to save money for their children, they can establish a UGMA or UTMA account. They can save money in there. They can hold it like it's in the child's name, but the child does not have control over it. The parent has control over it. So that's the benefit of those. But you know what? I'm going to pull that up. I know somebody asked me that question before. So let's break it on down. All right. So now that y'all know it's my birthday, what y'all get me? So let's see here. Difference between all right, so y'all can see that up on the screen. So UGMA versus UTMA. So the basics of UGMA and UTMA accounts. UGMA and UTMA accounts are custodial accounts that adults can set up for minor recipients. They effectively serve as a trust that holds the assets during the recipient's childhood. You can deposit almost any form of financial product in these accounts, such as cash, stocks, or bonds. The account, both in principal and any investment returns, becomes the property of the recipient when he or she reaches the age of majority, which is typically from 18 to 21. So remember I said the parent has control of it until it's either 18 to 21, and then control of that account turns over to the child, who is now an adult. All right. This is an irrevocable transfer. Once you deposit funds into a custodial account under either of these laws, you cannot access or you cannot access or withdraw the money. It becomes the property of the minor recipient. The recipient also cannot access the money until they become of age. You cannot specify a purpose for the UGMA or UTMA account after the recipient comes of age. The money becomes theirs, free of any encumbrances and conditions. Basically, mom and dad step off. We got this now. We got it from here. You did our job. And we're just going to take your money and hopefully not spend it all on J's and Supremes. All right. The account custodian manages any investment assets in the UGMA or UTMA. So, all right, y'all get the gist of that, right? Basically, it's an account. You can invest in it. It's the child's, but the parent has control once the child becomes of age or majority or no longer a minor, is now an adult. They take control of the account. So here are the differences. I'm trying to find the differences. UGMA versus UTMA. Both of these accounts are largely similar in operation and intent. See, I told y'all that already, right? However, there are a couple of key differences between UGMA versus UTMA. The primary difference between these two accounts is in the asset makeup of the account. A UGMA account is limited to purely financial products such as cash, stocks, mutual funds, bonds, and other securitized instruments and insurance policies. A UTMA account, on the other hand, can hold any form of property, including real property and real estate. A parent could put their car into a UTMA account if they so choose. Okay, I'll go with that. Alton, you got that? Does that make sense to you? International Hove asks, would you be able to help me with a trust? I could kind of talk you through it. I know there's a lot of big there is a lot of big interest in trust these days. I could kind of walk you through it, but I want to tell you this: trusts have to file tax returns. Again, trusts have to file tax returns. You also need a lawyer who's going to draft the documents for you. So a lot of people, again, a lot of folks, I'll talk about these whack ass social media gurus out here giving y'all bad information that everybody seems to follow, love, and like. But they're turning these trusts, they're turning LLCs, and a lot of times you don't need them. It's overkill. I don't know your situation though, international host. So, but yeah, we can definitely talk about it. Cleve Gee, how are you? Or G, how are you? Melanie Allen says, so we can invest in stocks through those accounts. Yes, you can. I don't know if I've ever told the Apple story here. I think I have. I bought Apple when I was like 23. I bought it in my son's account because it was for his education. I wanted it for his college education, but he was in Catholic school. And I had swore at the time not to ever, ever, ever send my son to Philadelphia public schools ever. That ain't, well, yeah, that kind of failed. That went backwards on me. But Apple went up to 23. I brought Apple at 23 when Steve Jobs first came back. It went up to 45. Then it split. And then I sold some of them off because I was in school full time. And I was a full-time parent at the time, just me and my son. And so I was dead broke. And I owed his tuition for Catholic school at the time. So I liquidated those Apple shares, and I was able to pay his tuition and have some money left over for groceries for quite some time. I still wish I had that Apple stock, though. But it did what it was supposed to do. All right, guys, no need to apologize. Glad you stopped through. Appreciate you being here. So let's see. Any other questions? Feel free to throw those questions in here. Let's get at it. Mary Butterfly Elise, I will go in and get some good butter popcorn and walk out. Man, you can get the good, man. The popcorn they got now, you can make it home. You don't even need to go in there. You're gonna go in there and make spend $20 on popcorn. Okay. Keenan. Sorry about that. No movies, no vaccine. No, I'm good unless it's a drive-through. Yep, drive-throughs are actually coming back. Hey, Angela, thanks for stopping through. How are you today? Welcome. No, Tiffany, I got yours, didn't I? I asked you to follow up on it. Oh, I see you got more. Okay. I see you. I got you. All right. So Tiffany says, if stock's a game you play, how do you know what to invest in? I only have $45 buying power. So it sounds like you only have roughly $45 in cash in there. Is it a game I play? No, it ain't a game. Stocks are serious. And Tiffany, I share my I have a Cash App. I have a Cash App portfolio I share with everyone. And I share some of the positions that I buy in there. I wanted to start sharing all of them. I probably talked about all of them at some point. So yeah, Tiffany, you know me from doing work as a treasurer and probably as political treasurer and work, I guess, as an accountant. But I also worked with some investment firms who did institutional management, which basically means investing money for clients via like Wall Street type stuff. Let's see what else you got. But yeah, I am serious about the market. I love the markets. Sorry, how do I handle this? But how do I handle this? But more stocks. I don't know what to buy. So for all beginners, I tell people to begin with buying what you know. And listen, buying what you know is not the end all be all. It's not the end of the journey. It's the very beginning of the journey just to get you kind of used to buying stocks, get you doing research, getting you to understand. Because listen, everything that you use isn't necessarily good, right? But let's, for example, Tiffany, what kind of phone you got? Put that in the chat for me. You have an iPhone, you have an Android. I'm assuming you have an iPhone. Apple may be a company you might want to look at to buy. Remember, nothing on this show is a recommendation. All right, before you buy anything, make sure you talk to your investment and tax advisor. Past performance is not an indicator of future results, which basically means that just because a stock went up in the past does not mean it will continue to. So now the disclosure is out of the way. Tiffany, look at what you have, right? If you like Microsoft products, maybe you look at buying Microsoft. If you like going to Ulta and getting makeup, you can buy Ulta stock. If you like going to, let's say you like going to Fresh Grocery to do your shopping, you could, but not Fresh Grocery, Fresh Whole Foods, excuse me, y'all. If you like going to Whole Foods, you can all right, hold on, Tiffany, you throwing in more questions. All right. If you like going into Whole Foods, you can buy Whole Food stock. But here's the thing, Whole Foods was just brought by Amazon. So then you would need to buy Amazon. So, all right, I got that one, I think. Let's see. Right. So you brought solar panels. So if you brought solar panels, you might want to look at Tesla. Because they are into manufacturing solar panels. And you have an iPhone, right? So let's stick with Apple, right? So you can figure out everything you wanted to know about Apple just by typing in Apple on Google and hitting enter or return. One of the things I say is learn everything you can about a company, learn how they make money, learn about the history of the management company, your CEO, your CFO, your COO. Look and see who is on the board of directors. You can do all that. And yeah, Melanated Alton is definitely schooling you on game. You can buy shares. You can buy a piece of stock as low as for $1. All right, Alton, I gotta hold you off. Do me a favor, if I lose that question, come back to it. Let's see what else. So she said she brought. I always say the name wrong. It's coming. I brought Vivian or Vivint. I always say it wrong, and then brought SunPower. Brought them. Okay, that's cool. That's a good start. Let's pull them up. Let's look at them. So one of the first things I tell people to do, y'all could probably run off the script by now because I repeated it so much to the rest of the audience. But I'll look up a company on finance.google.com. Just get familiar with the company. What's the ticker symbol for Vivant? Vivant. I'm not sure how you say it. I'm jacking up words today, y'all. Oh, it's VIVINT. That's what it is. Vivint Smart Homes. So VVNT. Did you buy VVNT, Tiffany? All right, so I'm putting that in over on finance.yahoo.com. What's WKHSE International Hove? So let me put this on the screen for all of y'all who aren't on with me on Facebook or on YouTube. I think we're going up on both now. I think. So give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pull this up on the screen. My apologies for everybody who's listening to the podcast afterwards. Oh, okay, stop. Got you. Got you. Give me 1 second. Un momento. And yeah, I'm not staying on with y'all all night. Y'all know what I gotta do. Gotta get some food in me. Had a little bit earlier, actually. I'm not super duper hungry. All right, so got this up on the screen. All right, so Vivint Smart Home, I think that's how it said. All right, it's trading at $19.37. It was up 89 cents today. Let's see. It is a $3.8 billion company. The company is worth $3.8 billion. All right, so that would typically be considered a small cap company. I want y'all to look up small cap. So somebody put in the chat, y'all homework is small cap. Look that up. I'm sure I've explained it before. They just had earnings on November 4. All right, so let's look at the profile now. So they are a security and protection services company. So the description on Yahoo says, Vivint Smart Homes, together with its subsidiaries, engage in the sale, installation, servicing, and monitoring of smart home and security systems, primarily in the United States and Canada. The company's smart home platform includes cloud-enabled smart home operating systems. All right, Skynet's here. Vivint assists in AI-driven smart home automation and assistant software. Skynet's here. Software-enabled smart home devices and tech-enabled services to educate, manage, and support the smart home. It also offers other devices, including control panels, security cameras, and smoke alarms, door and window sensors. Okay, so they do smart homes. All right, so I would just familiarize yourself with the company, right? So again, any stock you're looking at, you can just go to finance.yahoo.com. Also, I would tell y'all too to download this app. Download the CNBC app on your phone. You can pull up any stock. Yahoo.finance also has an app you can download on your phone too. So download those apps, check them out. And again, any ticker symbol that you're interested in, any company that you're interested in, you can just pull up on the screen and you can read all about it. Right. So then you can start to get familiar and comfortable with doing research on these companies. Now, once I look up, the profile to see what they do, then I'll look at the money. All right. How much money do they make? So at the end of 2019, so year end December 31st, 2019, they had $0 in revenue. Basically, they made no money. Email it out, and you don't be giving out the cheat code, man. I say if you ought to look it up and read about it. Yes, $2 million or less is small cap. Usually, sometimes it will float, depending upon the industry. Meaning the numbers will float. So they had an operating income loss of roughly, what is this in thousands? So roughly $1 million. All right, so they look, I didn't look to see how long they had been in business. So give me 1 second. I'm going to flip back to the profile. It usually states when they were started and where they're headquartered at as well. Give me 1 second. I don't see it. Oh, wait a minute. Is that it? They were founded in 1999. So they've been partying like it's 1999 because they don't have no money. They're not making no money. Now let's see how much money they have in the bank. So again, Tiffany, then I will go. I'm on yahoo.finance.com. I look at the summary first, just go over it, get familiar with it, see if the company pays a dividend, see what the stock price is, look at the range of the stock price. Then I will go over to profile. Again, this is all on finance.yahoo.com. Kind of look at the management a little bit. I wouldn't get too stuck up on there, but then look at what they're saying on the profile. Get an overview of the company and make sure that you're investing in what you expected it to be. The same type of company. I see people make the mistake all the time. They might buy a company that sounds similar. I'm trying to think of one right now. I can't think of one. But they might buy a company that sounds similar, but it's different and the ticker symbols are off. So you might have wanted to buy Walmart when you buy Hoodmart, and you have your money invested into the wrong thing. So I see that happen all the time. All right. So now when we're at financials, I'm looking at the income statement. The income statement just shows all the business activity that they've done, whether they've had any sales, what if they've, had any expenses, whether they had to pay people, do marketing, do research and development, things like that, whatever it takes to run a business. Because remember, at the end of the day, at least what I talk about here is I talk about investing from a long-term perspective, at least 10 years. I'm not really into trading for this here platform that I'm talking to you on for education. I am all about investing. And so we want to look and see if they're good businesses, because you're ultimately buying a good business at the end of the day. All right. So you want to look at the income statement, and then you want to take a quick gander, take a quick look at the balance sheet. Balance sheet will just show the overall position, financial position, or financial health of a company at any given time, right? So the balance sheet is kind of broken into assets and liabilities and net worth, which is also equity. Sometimes there's a negative equity. But you want to understand, does this company have more assets than liabilities, or more liabilities than assets, right? How much cash do they have? Now that's what I'm looking for under current assets. They have some cash. They have a good amount of cash. They have over $682 million in cash. So they could probably survive a little while as well. And it looks like they're starting to get some sales as well. So next year should be pretty good. Now, I am concerned about this. What I mean by concerned about this, I'm wondering if all the data is in there. Because again, when it said net income, it said they had no sales in 2019. And I just have a hard time believing that a company has no sales in 2019 when they've been around since 1999. Shout out to Prince if any of y'all caught that reference. So again, I don't know. But any other questions, go ahead and throw them out. But yeah, Tiffany, that's all good. Cherise, the stylist. I hope I'm saying your name right. Cherise, the stylist. Carrie for Hope, how you doing? No problem, Tiff. No problem. Listen, everybody, you're watching Wealthy Wednesdays. I am Kamari Ellis, the Finance Rebel. If you know anybody who's looking to learn more about money, look to find people who make money easy to understand, this is the place. Tell them to come here on Wednesdays and we can talk about money. And hopefully we can help increase the financial IQs of all that are watching. If I've helped you increase your financial IQ, put a yes or a no in the chat for me. I know many of you are here every week, but I need to know if I need to make some adjustments, if I need to explain a couple of things, if I need to go over things a little bit better, a little bit more. None of those things are outside of the box for me, because for me, this isn't about ego. I want to be about effectiveness. So y'all let me know, has this been effective? Have I been effective? Have these Wednesdays been helpful to you at all? Put a yes or a no in the chat. Oh man, it jumped on me. I had more comments than I realized. All right, give me a second, y'all. I gotta get back in order, get back in place. Got that. Oh, thank you for the birthday wishes. Thank you for birthday wishes. All right, Helena says, do you think AMC may be making money from renting new release movies via the internet or cable? I don't think so, but I do need to go and do a deep dive on them. I don't know what other revenue streams they have besides selling movie tickets and concessions. Remember, y'all, at the movies, their biggest moneymaker is concessions. They don't make that much money off of the tickets, because they have to split that with the movie houses. So I am not totally sure, but I would be interested to see that, because that's a major factor if they'll be able to survive until next year. Yes, sir. Oh, YouTube has been down today all day. Okay, thank you for that. Yes, sir. So Sam Jackson says, how old are you? 3 times 7 and then some more. Yeah, yeah, definitely some more. So Helena says, I have a UG made for my children. I have it set for them to get it at 25. Oh, man. Helena is playing for keeps. All right, so I'm seeing a bunch of yeses. So Melanie Allen said yes, that I'm helpful. Leo Lady says I'm helpful. Carrie Forbes says I'm helpful. And Melanie Allen wants to talk about Beyond Meat. All right, we're going to get to Beyond Meat. Hold on, let me get through some more of these questions. Doing my, did you see the post I put up? My podcast is on Podcast Addicts, right? Have you listened to Doing Mine? All right, so you want to talk about Vanguard Target Retirement Funds. All right, hold that thought. Doing Mine says stocks up to $2 million, worth up to $2 million. Yes, that is typically correct. What do you think about Apple's and one chip? I don't really have any thought on it. I think Apple, Warren Buffett said it best. Apple is probably the greatest run company in the world. So I kind of trust it. So it's all good. All right. So Tiffany Thompson said yes. All right. Well, I appreciate y'all. This is a great birthday gift to let you know that my work is appreciated and being used. All right. Angela says yes. Alina says yes. All right. Katisa says yes. Very effective. Okay. So Doing Ma says you have thinking out the box. I don't know what that means. I think that's a compliment. Kevin Gay says yes. How you doing, Kevin? Angela, thank you for the birthday wishes. All right, and CPA Hustle says hello, fam. All right, cool beans. All right, so we're good, and you guys are learning, so that's perfect. That is perfect. All right, so Doing Mine, hold on. We're going to come back to Vanguard Target Funds. Put the question in there, though. What exactly do you want to know about the Vanguard Target Funds? And International Host says he wants Workhorse out of IHO. Oh, I guess she's talking about Workhorse. Now, when you say Workhorse worked for you, what do you mean by that? All right, so Doing Mine also says I listened to one of your podcasts last night for 45 minutes on Podcast Addicts. Okay, good. So do me a favor, leave a comment and review on there as well, if you can. I've never used Podcast Addicts. So listen, while I pull up these other questions and get ready to put those charts, I need y'all to go over and listen to the Finance Rebel. A lot of these episodes that we're doing now are repurposed and put on the Podcast Rebel podcast, or the Podcast Rebel show. So you guys can listen to it on the go. So you don't have to be stuck on YouTube or on Facebook and listen to it. You can listen to it as you go along, doing your work, exercising, and all of those fun things. So all you got to do, and we'll put it up here on the screen for a second. All you have to do, is just Google the Finance Rebel Show, and you will find it just fine. So there it is. Again, the Finance Rebel Show. And matter of fact, they get published to the page here on my Facebook page here as well too. So if you wanted to listen to them on Facebook, you can. I try to actually break out some of my stuff and not be on Facebook all the time, because Facebook is like a major distraction. All the ads, all the pop-ups, all the inboxes that I get sometimes, I had to kind of run away. All right, so Tiffany said, thank you. Thanks for coming on. All right. Anybody on IG, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the question box. I'm going to pull up the stock. So do me a favor, y'all. Go on over to the Finance Rebel Show on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Google Play, on Spotify. I'm even on Spotify. You can listen to it everywhere. Go on there, catch up with some of the old shows. I even have some exclusive stuff that I didn't record here. I also have that up there as well. Anyone know anything about mobile notary work? I've been hearing a lot about it recently as a good hustle. Tiffany, are you still on? I think Tiffany is a mobile notary. Seek H15, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. But yeah, I mean, years and years ago, I was a notary. Many, many moons ago, I was a notary. You can make some money at it. There's a couple of different ways you can go about doing being a notary, right? You could also be a signing notary. Those people who do the closings when you have real estate transactions, they're always going to need a notary to do those things. There is someone who I've been actually meaning to interview about mobile notary. So you just gave me an idea, CPA hustles for that. But CPA hustles, tax season's coming up. So you probably ain't going to have time to do none of that mobile notary stuff. All right, so let me get Workhorse up on the screen. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. As a matter of fact, I want to look at it over here. Now, what's the question about Workhorse, y'all? What is the question about Workhorse? One of the things you got to be careful about in a market like this, where the market is basically running off of pure emotional energy and not off of any fundamentals or any logic whatsoever, is you got to make sure. And again, we're talking about investing. We're talking about long-term investing. You got to make sure that the companies that you buy in are solid companies. WKSH. I feel like we reviewed Workhorse before. I think Alton asked about it before. Workhorse Group. Workhorse Group is $19.20. Hold on 1 second. I put it up on the screen for everybody. Workhorse Group is $19.20. You know what? Hold on, folks. Hold on. Give me 1 second. 1 second. Alton, I'm pulling up Workhorse. Didn't you want to see Workhorse, Alton? Stop it. Alton's talking about he feels neglected, y'all. I tell you, I spoil you people. I spoil you. It's all good though. It's all good. So Alton, do me a favor. What questions do you have? Hit the question mark and put them in for me. Bando, how are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. If I missed it, and Alton, I kind of warned you that I might miss it because I was answering questions. All right, so we're looking at Workhorse Group Inc. $2.3 million company. Again, another small cap company. What do they do? They're out of Loveland, Ohio. I feel like I just read about them. There's something else going on in Loveland. So Workhorse Group Inc. Is a technology company, designs, manufactures, builds, and they sell electric batteries. I was just reading about them. And aircraft in the United States. The company also develops cloud-based and real-time telemetrics, performance monitoring systems that enable fleet operators to optimize energy and route efficiency. Its products, medium-duty trucks under the Workhorse brand, and horsefly delivery drones, right? Yeah, we definitely talked about this before. Miriam, how are you? FLC is in the house. So yeah, we talked about those before. What's the question about Workhorse? What's y'all question? Like I said, they're $19, $2 billion company. Made about $377 million last year. $377 million last year. They had a loss of roughly $37 million last year. Let's see if they have any money in the bank. What kind of money they have in the bank? I got money in the bank. Shorty, what you drink? Uh, got about 23 million in the bank, almost 24 million. So they got some cash. They got some cash. They got more cash than their net loss, so they can survive for a little while. All right, Alan, where are those questions at? Where are those questions? So workhorse W. Let's see. I want to look at the chart. See what it's looking like. All right, y'all. Any questions you have, put them in the comments. Let's look at this real quick. Okay, I see your question. Angela said she was a notary many, many years ago. Would love more information. Why is that? Interesting pattern. Can y'all see this all right? Make it a little bit bigger. So a lot of times when I'm looking at stocks, I look at both. This is one of those moments where it's do as I say, not as I do. When you're first getting all going at investments, I think it's best to understand the fundamentals of a business and make sure it's a solid business before you start looking at the charts. I do both of them together are very powerful to just understand. What people will call when you look at charts is technical analysis. So you have technical analysis and then you have fundamental analysis. Fundamental analysis is actually looking at the company. But you have some people that like both or only loyal to both. They're loyal to technical analysis because when you're doing technical analysis, you are looking at the price activity of a stock or of an investment. When you are doing fundamentals, you're doing more of the homework to see how the company makes money, how much debt they have, how well the management does with the company. So it all depends. All right, out now. I think I see the question over there in the box. So this is interesting. This is interesting. It seems like it's it's been range bound since July. So I'm looking at a daily chart, and what we're looking at, this is a candlesticks chart. So each one of these candles represents a day's worth of data. So the opening of the day and the close of the day, the high and the low of the day is all encompassed in this candle. The candles that are green or closed up for the day. The ones that are red closed down. Now, people get all kinds of funky with their candlesticks. Everybody kind of looks at them differently. All right, so it hit a low, $10.88 back on July 20th. Then it hit a high, 30.71. Jeez, nice run. And then now it's just kind of floating around $19-ish. I think it'll probably continue to be range bound until it really breaks out above that $31 level. But it also seems like it's slowing. The trend is starting to slow down on it, and that it could reverse and stop at any point. So I think it's definitely interesting from a technical analysis standpoint. But it definitely looks like it's cooling off. It definitely looks like it's cooling off. All right, so let me get to your question. All right, can you discuss Beyond Meat after their price big drop after earnings? And I'll be honest, I didn't even look at Beyond Meat's earnings. And their price big drop after earnings and McDonald's news. Please, I'll pull it up. Alton, are you invested in this, or do you just have me looking at this for an exercise? Why are you interested in Beyond Meat? Why are you interested in McDonald's? They're like juxtaposed. They're at two different ends of the spectrum. Totally different. All right, so let's look at, you want to look at Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat's earnings, was it today? Beyond Meat nearly tanked 20%. Man, that's rough right there. Beyond Meat was another one I thought ran a little too hard too soon. I think it's a good business, but it ran a little too hard too soon, in my opinion. Got a little heavy stuff. So, all right, here's an article for Forbes. I can't vouch for this person. God, everybody's got a daggone ad blocker. Give me 1 second. What kills me about a lot of these companies is I just disable my ad blocker. But what kills me about a lot of these companies is that they care nothing about the user. They care nothing about the user experience. I know companies have to make money, right? I'm not lost on that. But I'm also not lost on the fact that if you have people and readers coming to your site, and if you're just flashing ads at them at every 30 seconds, what's the incentive for them to continue to come to your site? And let's not act like you're not, let's not act like you're not making money off the ads on the side panel either. Just don't want the pop-up ads. So, all right, but Beyond Meat tanked nearly 20% after earnings, but there's hope for the vegan meat maker. Top line, vegan burger maker Beyond Meat spooked investors Monday afternoon with a horrible third quarter earnings report. But analysts upgrades on Tuesday gave a number of reasons to hold off on the bearish judgment for now. Remember, I told y'all some of those analyst reports be fugazi. So watch out for those. They're not. You got to do your own analysis, y'all. If y'all really serious about this, don't worry about the analysts on Wall Street. They're not here for you anyway. They're here for institutional folks, the big banks anyway. So shares of El Segundo, California, I always love that. And I always think about a Tribe Called Quest. I left my wallet in El Segundo. But shares of El Segundo, California-based Beyond Meat tanked 17% on Tuesday after the firm reported dismal third quarter earnings that included a net loss of $19 million, 6 times worse than the average forecast. So the average forecast they're talking about is the forecast of analysts and what they expected the company to do. All right. So they had a net loss of $19 million. So Beyond blamed its dismal results. Beyond blamed its dismal results on a meaningful slowdown in its food service business and tempered demand for retail customers, due largely to a huge decline in panic buying that pushed sales up in the early months of the pandemic. All right, so what that means right there is people stop shopping. They're not shopping as much. They're not buying the fancy stuff. And when I say fancy, with Beyond Meat, it's beyond groceries. It's beyond your vegetables. It's beyond your core staples that most families might buy when they go food shopping in the supermarket. And it's not cheap. So people may have looked at other alternatives as well. All right, analysts at CFRA and Canaccord reiterated their sell and hold ratings on the stock. So that's basically an analyst saying that they recommend people sell it, people buy it, people hold it. It's their opinions. But UBS and Piper Sandler were actually bullish after the plunge, upgrading the firm's shares to overweight. So when companies say overweight, they're saying they want to overrate the index's average for holding on that. They're saying they like it. They like it a lot. They think it's going to do good. All right. In a note, the clients, UBS said Beyond is leading the charge to disrupt a $1 trillion global animal meat industry, but that recessionary and competitive headwinds are likely to put pressure on the firm's revenue profit margin for the next 12 to 24 months. Again, 12 to 24 months. Melanie Alton, got a question for you. Did you listen to the earnings report? Did you listen to the earnings call, rather? All right. Put that in the chat for me, Alton. The firm also said the industry narrative for plant-based meat is favorable and pointed to promising metrics in Beyond's third quarter quarterly report, including household penetration, basically how many households they're penetrating in a certain area. I lost my place. That fast, including household penetration that ticked up to 5.2% from 4.9% in June, and return customers that increased to about 52% from 49%. So that's good. They got people coming back. Their problem or their hurdle is they're going to need to get more people coming there because, again, it's a $1 trillion industry. And for them to become a major player in that industry, they got to have sales. And so in order for that to happen, you have to get more people who are looking for alternatives to meat sources. So the question is the fad, is being vegan a fad or is it real? Is the trend going to continue to go that way? What do y'all think? Do y'all think that the fad, or I shouldn't call it a fad, but do you think this new trend of more people being more health conscious, being or thinking about eating non-meat, eating meat alternatives, do you think that trend is here to stay or is it a fad? All right, so the average analyst price target for Beyond stands at about $129 per share, given the firm's roughly 3% upside based on current prices of around $123. Well, I mean, listen, COVID is slowing down everybody's sales out. So I'm not surprised that they had a disappointing earnings report. Since Congress has had a hard time with not getting stimulus into play, I would expect they're probably going to have another rough earnings report come next earnings season or the next earnings report. All right. So you also wanted to talk about McDonald's. They got the Big Mac. We got the Big Mac. All right. Give me 1 second. So you wanted to talk about earnings and McDonald's news. So what earnings about McDonald's news do you want? What do you want to know about McDonald's? So what made you buy, Alvin, what made you buy Beyond Meat? What's so sexy about Beyond Meat that it was worthy of having your money, your hard-earned money? Okay, so McDonald's has a plan to make its drive-thrus faster. Let's see. Internet mocks McDonald's new meatless burger. So, right, that goes back to the Beyond Meat. I'm not sure if Beyond is being utilized by McDonald's though. McDonald's drinks. So I'm just looking in here. Let me share this with you all. Just looking at this. I just Googled it because Alvin wasn't really specific in his ask. So Wendy's is taking breakfast share, but not from McDonald's. So Wendy's is doing good with breakfast. TikTok outrage with teens McDonald's soda experiment. I didn't see that. Wall Street Journal, McDonald's tries to regain its cool. The food chain's McPlant push brings back memories of its failed McDLT launched in the 1980s. I don't think I remember that. Beyond Meat seeks to clear the air on McDonald's plant-based supplier mystery. Now that's interesting. Said the company's relationship. Okay, so Beyond Meat has a relationship with McDonald's. I'm just getting that from the headlines here. Sometimes this is the things you have to do, guys. Just do a Google search and look up a company and see, what's going on with it. You'll be surprised what you find out. I didn't know Beyond Meat and McDonald's had a relationship together. I know Burger King and Impossible have some type of relationship. So he says, I believe our relationship with McDonald's is very strong. We're involved with McDonald's on a number of different fronts. Beyond Meat CEO Ethan Brown told CNBC about McDonald's forthcoming plant-based burger. So Alton, why did you buy Beyond Meat, and why are you asking about McDonald's? Do you own both of them, or do you see some kind of marriage there? Shares of Beyond Meat tanked after McDonald's declined to name a supplier for its meat McPlant line, leading some investors to believe the restaurant chain will be a competitor. So are they saying that McDonald's might make their own plant-based burger? So everything I'm saying, all the investment we're making here, the scaling we're doing here, we suggest that the relationships there is really strong, and that's really all I can say. So it sounds like he's got the gag order. Okay, and Jim Cramer has done an interview on this. Now I'm gonna play this. Tell me if y'all can hear it.
Family, everyone does their own laundry, but they all do it a little different.
And of course, there is an ad.
Add a couple side pods and just stuff everything in.
Everybody, let me know. Can y'all hear that? Is the audio good? What about you over there, IG? Can you hear that? All right, so you didn't. Also, a big chunk of their revenue. Oh, y'all got a whole conversation going on over there. Okay. So Carrie for Hope says he's interested in Beyond. Just brought some last night. Carrie, why did you buy Beyond Meat? What was so sexy about it? Melody says they've been on my watch list for quite some time, for quite a while. I've just been waiting for a dip like this. Pun intended, right? But they still have good news. The dip is real. Also, a big chunk of their revenue is from restaurant sales, and we all know how that's going. Yes, it's not going good. Kaizen Investor. What's up, Kaizen? How you been? I love what you're doing, Kaizen. You're being consistent with your 28-day challenge. I like that. All right, folks. So Alton, did you have anything else on this? I was talking about Beyond Meat's deal with McDonald's for McPlant, which affected their earnings as well. Well, it looks like they don't have an official deal. It looks like they're in pre-deal talks, or something's going on. Oh, I didn't see they got the Pizza Hut deal. So what are you waiting on? You know all this information about Beyond. Some people feel it's here to stay. What are you waiting on? You don't think it's worthy of your money? Okay, so he said no. Beyond Meat's deal. Okay, got you. All right. Well, I kind of stumbled across that, so the universe kind of guided me in the right direction, so we can get you to your question, to answer your question. All right, folks. Corporate said, okay, you don't do taxes, corporate accounting. I got you. All right. All right. Any other questions, folks? It's 9:19. Y'all know it's my birthday, so I'm getting off and getting me some food. The family wants to sing happy birthday to me. The Stevie Wonder version, of course, or the 50 Cent version, or the Luke Skywalker version, if y'all real hip hop heads out there. So doing my set, it's a fad because healthy food is expensive. All right. Tiffany says, no, it's not a fad. People just want to have a reasonable pricing for their food. Okay. I get that. All right. So Doing Mine wants to know what happens to your fund after you hit the target date. So it depends, right? So target date funds are kind of a mix where the mutual fund company said, listen, we will do your asset allocation for you, right? And factor in your time horizon. And so what all that means is we will buy, or we will gather the appropriate stocks and bonds in the proper mix for the time period that you are considering. So I'm pretty sure there's like you talked about Vanguard earlier. So there's probably a Vanguard 2040 retirement fund. There's probably a Vanguard 2050 retirement fund. Instead of me guessing, how about I just go look at all the retirement funds and all their target date funds. All righty. So let's pull this up, show it to all of you beautiful people, and we can get this party started. All right, so last call for alcohol. Last call for questions. All right, so I just Googled Vanguard retirement funds. Let's put it up on the screen. All right, so this is Verizon, not Verizon. What am I thinking about? This is Vanguard site. So all in one. So Vanguard Total Retirement Funds, you worked hard to save your money. Now choose a fund that works just as hard as you do. Get a complete portfolio in one fund, in a single fund. Vanguard Target Retirement Funds give you a straightforward approach to a sophisticated problem. How to invest successfully for retirement. Each fund is designed to help manage risk while trying to grow your retirement savings. Less risk through broader diversification, a professionally managed asset mix, automatic rebalancing. So it makes investing kind of simple, fun, and plain, which you kind of want, right? And so here it tells you if you are born, if you're about 45, it tells you that you want to be looking at the target retirement fund of 2065. If you are 40, you want to look at 2060. All right. If you are about 35, you want to look at the target retirement of 2055, 2050. They don't have any ones further back than that. I guess these are just examples. Oh, here we go. All right, here you go. All right, I see what's happening. They're going in descending order. So you have a target retirement fund of 2040. Remember, I just said a 2040, a 2050, and they're all here, right? Then there's a 2035, right? So let's look at these. So I am born between the years, drum roll, giving y'all all my secrets, between the years of 1973 and 1977. So let's click on that. I would ask doing my what year she was born, but I don't think she, I was always told you never ask the lady her age, and that might be too close to asking her age. I don't want no trouble. All right, so we're doing mines, right? So they're saying I should be retiring around 2040. So their retirement fund date is 2040. How old will I be in 2040? Ooh. So that 2040 is 20 years from now. So I'll be 20 years older than I am now. Jeez. All right, so that means I got 20 years. I got way more before 20 years to become financially free. So I don't have to depend on Social Security because it'll be here, but I don't want to have to live on it. It'll be great for some vacation money. All right, so here is the portfolio for the 2040 fund, right? So by the time I'm ready to retire in 20 years, this is the portfolio that they are proposing to me if I follow their script. So they have a Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund, which is a little under 50% of the fund. There's a Vanguard Total International Stock Index Fund, which is about 32, almost 33% of the fund. They have a Vanguard Total Bond Market, right, which is 12% of the fund. And then they have a Vanguard Total International Bond Funds, right? So they're hitting all the different asset classes. And we've talked about asset classes before. Did any of y'all remember when I talked about asset classes? So basically, it looks like they are recommending 85-15 portfolio. So 85% of the portfolios in stocks, 15% of the portfolios in bonds. That's what they're recommending in its target date fund. And so doing mine, you said what happens after you reach your age? Well, once you reach your age, you should be able to start taking income from those funds and distributing them down. And they will they should reallocate. So if next year was 2045, so let's imagine, right? Let's imagine we were in the year 2039, and I am retiring in 2040. You probably will see this fund shift to a very stable and a very safe portfolio. A lot of bonds in there, maybe some income producing stocks that are very, very, very non-volatile or very, very smooth. They don't jump up and down. So this portfolio should shift as your age shifts. So that's what should happen as you go, as you get older, because that was your question. Right. So you said what happens to your fund after you hit the target date account. Right. So it should shift as you shift up in age. All right. I hope. Okay. So did I help you? Are you a believer now? Do you believe it? All right. So any other questions? Last call, and I'm getting off of here. I might be back throughout the week. So we got that. So Dwayne Ma said, all right, it's a fad because healthy food is expensive. Tiffany said, Sharetta Allen says, happy birthday. Thank you, Miss Allen. Appreciate you. Do me a favor. Y'all want to give me a birthday gift? Look up a nonprofit called Black Men Heal. Today I kind of launched my own Facebook campaign. So every year for birthday gifts, instead of giving me something, I ask people to contribute to a nonprofit that does good in my hood, in my community. So do me a favor, right? Check out this company or this organization. The name of the organization is called Black Men Heal. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right, so hopefully that is up on the screen, or it's coming up on the screen. So do me a favor, check out Black Men Heal. They are a nonprofit solely focused on helping Black men have better access to mental health resources. They help Black men with therapy, dispelling the myths of therapy. It's something I feel that our community really, really needs. It's very, very important. It's very, very vital to the health of the Black community. So I am supporting this, and people on my personal Facebook page, I put up on there and asked people to give. I think I've raised a couple $100 so far. So I appreciate everyone who did that. If they're watching, and if you're so inclined to give to them, do so. The other thing that you can do, if money's tight, I get it. Just share. Make them more aware. Make people more aware of their resources. Make people more aware of the organization overall. Because the more people that know about the organization, more people have the opportunity to give to the organization. So do me a favor, go out and find them. They're on Instagram. They're on Facebook. Again, if you have extra cash, give them a couple dollars. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. Every penny, every dollar, every 10, every 20, every 50, or every 100 matters too, right? So again, if you want to say happy birthday. All right. Any more questions? So Angela says, thanks to your beautiful family for allowing you to spend some time with us. What about me? Like, what about me? They don't care about me. My kids are teenagers. They care less. All right. So Dwayne says, I'm blessed to be above ground. Yes, ma'am. And you're 57. All right. God bless you. Dreddy Crocker, how are you? Robert Redster, how are you? Leland, aka, how are you? Sorry if I messed it up. Leo Lady says, enjoy the rest of your day. Yes. Shout outs to Blackman Hill at Blackman Hill. Yes. Thank you. So do we have any questions? So you might, depending on when you want to retire, you have roughly 7 more years if we're going to 65. I tell people, right, try to work it out to 67 or full retirement, according to Social Security. So full retirement for most, probably for you, will be 67. I want to say, unless they've changed their scale. And I say 67 because you get your full Social Security benefits when you retire at 67. If you get them earlier at 62, you don't get the full benefit. It's cut off. And you also run into some tax issues as well when you retire early. So you want to think about that as well. And 9 times out of 10, you are going to live a lot longer. So you need all the money you can get. By the way, with the Social Security money, so you'd have another 10 years. That money then also gets indexed to cost of living increase, or COLA increase, COLA, COLA, cost of living adjustment, I think it is. And so imagine this. So imagine if you retire early at 62 versus retiring at full retirement at 67. Let's say for even numbers, you get $1,000 a month if you retire at 62, and you get $2,000 a month at 67. But your cost of living increase is going to be based off of your 67 number of $2,000 a month versus the $1,000 a month. So you can see that can grow and be a real big difference over time. But that's just something to think about. Again, those are all hypothetical numbers. Okay, didn't understand that part. Of course, that's why we're here. Blackman Hill, yes. Everybody go check out Blackman Hill. So security now, I ain't never seen your statement. You just told me 67. So how do I know that, y'all? And by the way, I've never met doing my in person, doesn't know what the beautiful lady looks like at all. But I knew her number was going to be 67. That tells you something, folks. It tells you something. I've been around for quite some time. I've been around. So, all right, the other thing I'm going to announce tonight, I wanted to have it launched, have the website up and linked, but I am going to be launching a series about starting your business and reducing your tax liability. I haven't figured out the title yet. That's been like the hardest thing, but basically I'm going to be explaining to people about if you need an LLC, if you need a corporation, if you need an S corporation or not, or if you just need to be you, Kamari Ellis, sole proprietor in business. What better ways to write off taxes, reduce your tax bill, and how to do everything right so you don't get in trouble with the IRS. So if you are interested in that, just inbox me or send me a text, right? Send me a text because y'all can join the community anytime. Let me find that and put it up. So you can text me at 215-974-0058 if you're interested in that. The community, my text community, is going to get access to this course first. And of course, they're going to get a discount because they rock with me. They've been rocking with me the longest, the hardest. And so again, if you're thinking about starting a business for now or for 2021, this is a course you definitely want to get because I'm going to show you all again how to properly select your entity, how to properly set up your books, what to think about when it's time to do taxes, and how to get ready to do your taxes so you can not overpay in taxes, because most people I meet overpay in taxes. So again, I appreciate you all. Biz Architect, how you doing? How you been, man? Happy 2020, 11/11. Today is my birthday, man. So everybody, I appreciate you all for being here. I thank you all for the well wishes. Be sure to join the community. Text me at 215-974-0058. And we will get the party started again on Saturday. I'll probably drop in a couple times throughout the week because I got a couple things I want to get off my chest. I see things floating around social and it's just totally bad. By the way, quick tip. You get no tax benefits if you become an LLC versus being a sole proprietor. Your tax benefits do not change. They do not increase. You don't get the pass go. You don't get to collect $200. It's the same thing. You just have opened yourself up to potentially more of a higher tax bill and maybe some more tax payments to the states that you reside in. Not to say that LLCs aren't necessary, but they are necessary for the people that they're necessary for. They don't need to be there with everybody. Leo Lady, the number is 215-974-0058. If somebody could put that in the chat for me so I could pin the comment, I would greatly appreciate it. Let me see if I can do it. 215-974. Oops. Let's see, I done typed it wrong. 974-0058. So text me there. You'll get all your goodies and get to communicate directly with me throughout the weeks, days, and months. But everybody, again, thanks for being here. Great session again, as always. Listen, y'all, if y'all serious about this wealth thing, it is not a sprint. It is a marathon. Study something every day. Just study one thing. Take 10 minutes a day and learn something new, or learn deeper about something that you're already studying. And just figure out how you can become a better you every day at whatever field of interest that you might have. And just stick to that every day, y'all. Consistent and persistent progress. All right, y'all. I'm Kamari Ellis. I am out. Again, thank you for watching the Financial Rebel Show, our Wealthy Wednesday edition where I do live Q&A. And again, I'll be back on Saturday at noon having our wealthy conversations. Have a great night, everybody.